Hey gang, and welcome back to another episode of Huck's Pop Culture Cafe. You can tell by today's shirt, Flash on! And drinking iced tea out of the Flash glass. Little connection with the Flash thing. Alright, so what we are going to talk about today, as the Flash t-shirt represents, is collecting your favorite films. Now, if you're like me and you love a movie, and I love movies, so I know all the ones I love. So you take the ones you love, and I want you to personalize that for today's episode. So I am sure you've probably bought that title over and over and over again, right? If you love your favorite movies as much as I love mine, you have done that. So we started with VHS, then some people went to Laserdisc. That's right, I was one of those. But thankfully, DVD came along, much smaller, much cheaper. Then Blu-ray, and then 4K. So what happens as you collect? Well, say you get the original DVD of your favorite film, and then a couple years later, maybe it's the anniversary, maybe it's the 10th, 20th, 25th, whatever it is, anniversary of that film, they're going to put something new out. It's going to have new packaging, probably maybe a bonus disc, a complete second disc. What? Your brain can't handle it. Of just bonus features of your favorite film. And that is just delightful. But sometimes they hose you, right? So then out comes the Blu-ray. Where's all my bonus stuff? Gone. Stripped. How? Stop with... Look, you know we're already going to buy it. So now what they've done is they figured a way to get you to upgrade to Blu-ray for the better picture. But then we'll wait 5 more years for that 30th anniversary and then hit them again. Sucker! Because I'm going to do that. I'm going to buy it again. But here is a way that I've just decided to do with my own collection to consolidate all of those things. So you don't have to get rid of the DVD or you don't have to get rid of the Blu-ray every time you upgrade to the next special edition or better format. So for example, today we're going to take a look at Flash Gordon, because that is I just love that film. I'm not going to say it's a fantastic film or a great film, but it is certainly a guilty pleasure, right? It's cheesy, but it's colorful. It's like a comic strip come to life. It's got Queen music, for crying out loud. Come on. It's good stuff. And look, it has retained a cult status for a reason, right? So if a film is going to stick around, whether good or bad, I mean, look, it's like the Rocky Horror Picture Show. If you just try to watch that film as a film, not so good. But if you were around when I was around and you experienced that film in the theater and you got that interaction with the crowd and all, then that stays with you when you watch the film. You remember those things, so it makes it a more enjoyable viewing. So here we go with Flash Gordon. When they put it out on... Okay, first I'm going to just show you some of the formats we have down here. We got the Savior of the Universe edition on DVD. Chock full. I mean, look at this bad boy here. Look at that. Got your Alex Ross print there. This amazing collection there. However, when you look at this thing, this is all that it has. First of all, it says, Alex Ross, renowned comic artist, on Flash Gordon. So... who cares? Like, I love Alex Ross. I have a couple of his books. He's amazing, but he has nothing to do with the movie. You didn't even interview the director? What? Come on, Alex Ross. Look, fantastic cover, by the way. Right? Some Alex Ross art, and you get the Alex Ross thing. I mean, look, I get it. It's fantastic. Thank you, Alex, for this. But let's get some of the cast and crew on here. Oh, wait. We did. Here's the screenwriter. I mean, look. I love the writers, right? This is a good piece of a collection of special features. This says, writing a classic, the screenwriter Lorenzo Semple Jr. And it's only like a 12 minute interview. It's not very long. So that's a fantastic piece of a collection of bonus features. But y'all, that's it. And then they even give you a Flash Gordon episode from the 1930s. And that's it. So again, that's a nice little throw in, but again, nothing to do with the film. So come on. But then, the prayers were answered, right? And the Blu-ray came out. I'm like, oh, okay, so we're going to get this great Blu-ray. And it's going to be loaded. Same stuff, y'all. That is the same bonus features as you get on here, right? Same exact stuff. Come on. So I was just under the impression that this film was just not going to have bonus features. I don't understand why anyway. But, as Sean Connery would say never again, because out comes Arrow Video with this fantastic 4K of Flash Gordon. Now, this particular one came in 3 or 4 different stages, right? So on this one, you only get the 4K disc. This is only a 4K. Now, I'm going to be honest. When I bought this, I did not have a 4K player. I don't have a 4K TV yet. But it's called future-proofing, y'all. So it's coming. I've since bought a 4K player because I was sick and tired of not even being able to at least see the bonus features on this disc. I bought the 4K player for this disc and Total Recall because they have the bonus features on the 4K disc, not the Blu-ray. So that's another. Anyway, back to task. So here this is. And the only thing in this is a 4K disc. Now, if you got the next stage up from this, you got a new disc. So you got all of this, but then you also got a Blu-ray, but it was Life After Flash, which is a fantastic documentary, by the way. A documentary that should have been on here. And it's all about how, Sam Jones, what happened to his life after he played Flash. And it's brilliant. It is really good. In fact, I ran into Sam J. Jones at WonderCon a couple of years ago with my buddy Joe. Shout out, Joe. And he was walking by the coffee stand that my friend and I, Joe, were about to get coffee on. And of course, how can you not say, "Hey, what's going on, Sam?" So I said, "Hey, what's going on, Sam?" Just like that. And I said, I loved your documentary, Life After Flash. Fantastic. I was so happy. And he's like, "Oh, thanks, guys." Came right up to us. See, when you talk to people, they talk back to you, which is nice. Although it did come with a price, because then he said, "Hey, while you're standing in line here, can you give me my some coffee and some something to eat?" Now, don't worry. He wasn't cheapo. He didn't make, a fanboy pay for it. But we were already in line, so he forked over like $30, $25-$30, and said, "Can you get those things for me?" So what the heck, we did. And in the end, he ended up giving us some photos with him for free and an autograph. So, that was awesome, right? Oh, it's good stuff. Okay, so I was talking about this. And then there's a higher one that's got like everything. It's got like the 4K movie, the Blu-ray of the Life After Flash, and then all these collectible cards. And I just didn't want to spend like, whatever, was that like $60-$70 for that box? Because look, I like the movie, but not that much, because that's a lot of money. But I did want all those discs. I wanted the movie, since I can see Life After Flash on Amazon Prime for free. I didn't want to buy the 2 disc of this because that was like $10 more. So I passed. So here's what we have down here. Let's take a look. So what we're looking at is the DVD Special Edition, Savior of the Universe Edition, y'all. That's how special that is. The Flash Gordon on 4K, Flash Gordon on Blu-ray, and then some sample cases that I'm going to talk about here. And then this thing, which is, oh yeah, this is what we call a bootleg, y'all. Sometimes when you cruise around those convention floors, you'll see booths that just sell stuff, that no one else has. It doesn't exist. It's not a bootleg of the movie. I would never do that. Like, as you can see, I buy the movie. But what this is just a 10-minute making of Flash Gordon. 10 minutes. But that's 10 more minutes of making of that you will find on this or this. Seriously. So we're going to incorporate all of this stuff. And I say all, but I really mean almost all, and I'll tell you why right now. So here we go. First of all, let's take a look at the 4K disc. So what's going on here is you have a 1-disc case, all right? So you've got to deal with the fact that you want to figure out how many discs are you going to incorporate back into this case. And then you purchase a blank case that holds that many. So we have that 4K disc. Here's this Blu-ray. We're going to count that as disc 2. This making of, this bootleg bonus disc, still pretty nice. You know, the guy that did nice little artwork and everything. That's disc 3. And if, here comes the if, I was going to go for broke, I would do a 4-disc case and put the DVD in it. But here's the problem with the DVD. It doesn't have anything worth saving. There's nothing to port over. There's nothing to collect from having that disc other than just it's the DVD. And since the DVD and this Blu-ray have exactly the same content, I'm going to save myself on buying a 4th case. And the other thing is, this is an outstanding packaging, right? I mean, look at this. It's like pretty hard cardboard. There's the word. And then it flips up and you got this cool artwork here. This Alex Ross artwork here. And then, you know, the disc underneath. So this is like a nice collectible all by itself. So maybe if I just don't want this any longer, then I'll just eBay this one thing simply because the case itself was done so well that that's a nice collectible. So it's too bad they didn't do that for the Blu-ray. But then I'd have a hard time busting up this Blu-ray. But I digress. Let's get back on this customizing, y'all. So the thing about Arrow, let me show you first of all, this is why I have this down here. So here's a normal 4K disc. See how much it's a little bit thinner. I'll use my head as a backdrop. See, it's a little bit thinner, right? And then theirs is a little bit thicker, but they only put 1 disc in here. So I don't know why they didn't keep their cases thin. So I made the mistake not paying attention, and I got a 3-disc case of this thickness. The problem with that is this artwork was designed for thicker cases. So if you try to take this art out of here and put it into a thinner 3 case of this, it's not going to work. You're going to have to literally cut and trim this artwork. Nope, not none of that. However, since I didn't have that, I did have this Blu-ray case, which is, lo and behold, just as thick as the Arrow case. All right? Now, in customizing this, I don't mind using the Blu-ray case for this particular experiment. So, first things first. We open that, okay? And then we're going to take out the artwork. All right? Yoink! Now look at this. By the way, this is reversible artwork, which is fantastic. There's the original poster that came out, and then there's Arrow's special edition artwork. So you could put this in any way you want. But I sort of like theirs, so I'm going to go ahead and display that particular artwork. Now here it is into the Blu-ray case. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and you can see the other artwork through there. We're going to get started. Take the 4K disc. Take the 4K disc out of that and stick it in here. All right, we're a third of the way there. Now we're going to take this Blu-ray. I'm going to take it out of here. Right? Then we're going to slap it up there right next to it. So there we go. We got the 4K right next to the Blu-ray because they're best friends. And then I'm going to take this bootleg making of thing just because, you know, I don't have to have it taking up space on my shelf anymore, and pop it right there in the front. So it's looking good. So there we go. We got all 3 in here. I like keeping the 4K in the back. And now the slipcase fits over it perfectly. And it's just as snug. See, I found out the hard way. When I put the smaller HD multi-disc case in here, it just slipped right through the slipcase because the slipcase is a little thicker for thicker cases. So you have to, if you don't want it to just slip right out, you need to get the bigger case. Now, this is a nicely fully loaded special edition Flash Gordon that I wish would have been included when I bought it. But now I've got it. I've got the 4K, got the Blu-ray, and got the bonus disc. And the DVD I'm just going to keep packaged like this and perhaps eBay one day, just because this is good enough for now. All right, now there's one more thing that I like to do. See, now we're getting super nerdy, y'all. You sitting down? Everybody cool? Grab a swig. I'll give you a second. You're gonna need a second. All right, here it goes. Artwork coming out of the Blu-ray, right? So what you doing, Huck? What are you about to do? Well, check this out. Take it back out of the slipcase. So remember the artwork I told you about. So you got Arrow's new artwork, and then when you look through the case, you know, you can see that old poster art, which is the original poster. But then there's this Alex Ross art, a completely third art piece of art. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and then I'm going to insert this behind it so that I have all the artwork shining through. So there it is. I'm going to take that, match it up. All right, so there it is. New one on that side, old one on that side, along with that one, all right? Because now, when I put everything back into this case, it's going to look phenomenal. And then plus, everything that's listed on that Blu-ray artwork tells you what's on the Blu-ray disc can be displayed through the case from the inside. So now if I just wanted a quick glance at what's on the Blu-ray, I just open this up, look inside, and there it is. So you never have to wonder, well, what's on that disc that I transferred over? I totally forgot. That's how you keep all the, not only just the discs, but the information and the artwork and all that good stuff all tucked into one tasty little package, so it can fit on your shelf and you can watch it anytime. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video about how to customize and consolidate your collection from, look, like 3 different discs into one little disc. That's a real space saver when you don't have a ton of shelf space. I did that for a lot of other titles too, so if you guys want to know about any of the other titles, I did it too. If you want me to show them off and show you what I did to some of those, I did something even different to some of those than I did to this, then let me know. Hit subscribe, like, bang the bell, all that good stuff. But more importantly, leave me a comment on this particular one. If you leave me some comments about liking this type of video, I will totally do a second one for you and show you what else I've done back there that I think you'll find interesting as well. All right, so until next time, thank you so much for checking out my channel, and I will catch you later.